Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Bushcraft Family. And before we get started, no, I'm not trying to scare the crap out of you. No, I'm not a fearmonger. These things I talk about are facts. They might not be what you would see in CNN, Fox News, or anything like that about the situation that we're into. You may see tidbits, but they blame it on past presidents or whatever the case may be. But a lot of it does get covered up. A lot of it doesn't seem very important. There has been train derailments that have been polluting our waters, especially in my area. Not to mention the air. What goes up in the air goes into the clouds, hence rains and all that stuff comes back down anyway. So those all who were infected by the train derailment, not only did it mess with the water that it got dumped into, but everywhere that smoke went, and it has to come down somewhere. So we have winter storms that's cutting people's powers off in the winter, which is very bad if you're not prepared for those things. We've had over 100 food processing plants or things that deal with food damaged or destroyed under Biden's regime. And this is not just coincidence or anything. These are things that are coming together more and more. If 10 years ago you would have had one or two of these things happen together, people would be freaking out about, wow, they're really trying to destroy things and this and that. But now it's just like all these mysterious food places getting destroyed, mysterious planes just out of nowhere falling into these places, catching them on fire. All these wicked food recalls, the suspicious ones that they're not releasing what the food is or what state they're in or anything like that. And it's time to buckle down and prepare for harder times, because it's not like it's like we've hit the peak and it's slacking off. We're still going. What's next that's going to cripple our food supply? Right now, grocery stores are just getting by with 3 days of supply. One little thing happens, that gets wiped out. For those that don't have food prepared or put back, where do they get their food from? In my area, we used to have like 4 or 5 different places that had food banks that they would give out food and stuff. It's made its way down to where there's only 2 places, a Salvation Army and a church. And guess what? Those places are out of food. You start getting to the bigger cities, there's a lot of people who's going to be relying on that food to get them through to their next paycheck or whatever. What if those are not there anymore? You're going to have a lot of hungry people. And hungry people tend to do things not on the up and up, we'll put it that way. So not only are we're going to have a good supply of food and everything, And water. Make sure you don't never forget the water. But we're going to have ways of protecting that food. And that's and everybody's used to be, oh, those crazy preppers. But now more and more people are coming to the thought that maybe those crazy preppers aren't so crazy after all. So it's something that has come in these last few years, that a certain president has put our whole lives and our children's lives, grandchildren's lives, and future children's lives at risk. So not only do we need to start preparing for things like this and preparing for what's coming that's going to be worse than what we're already dealing with, we need to be teaching these skills to our kids and our grandkids so they know how to survive when you just can't go to the grocery store or the pharmacy or the doctor, things like that. And we need to get back to growing our own food, be it buckets, grocery bags, whatever the case may be, old laundry baskets, whatever you can put dirt in to grow something. It's a must now. Any little extra that you can get to grow outside is so much better. Because even the fresh food that we're getting at the grocery store is so bad for you. Not to mention whatever they spray on it to keep it fresh for longer times and whatnot. It's a lot of stuff we need to deal with because our food supply will not be around much longer. And you may think I'm crazy and whatnot, but the more and more this happens, I mean, in these last few years, who would have thought that over 100 food processing plants would be damaged or destroyed? That alone should alarm everybody out there that there's something going on, something that we're not in control of, that they are taking the food from us. Because if they take the food from us and they're the only ones with the food, who's in control? And what can we do about it? And that's what I'm going to leave you guys at. Until next time, God bless.